Dogs are known for their loyal and loving nature, so it's natural to assume that your furry friend is showering you with affection. But what if that's not the case? It can be heartbreaking to realize that your dog might not be as fond of you as you think. In this video, we'll reveal 10 clear signs that your dog doesn't love you, even if you think they do. Sign number 10, they don't want to cuddle after they eat. Dogs are pack animals that naturally crave companionship. So if your dog loves playing or cuddling with you, that's a great sign. They see you as part of their pack and genuinely enjoy your company. If your dog likes to cuddle after a meal, it's even more special. That's their way of showing they love you. Not just because you feed them, but because they truly value your bond. However, if your dog suddenly ignores you, it might mean they're not happy, and it's worth figuring out why. But keep in mind that dogs are good at hiding when they're uncomfortable. If your dog starts acting differently around you, it could be their way of masking an injury or illness. When you notice these sudden changes, it's a good idea to check in with the vet to make sure everything is okay. Dogs might not always express their feelings openly, but paying attention to their behavior can help you ensure they're happy and healthy. Sign number 9, not making eye contact with you. Animal behaviorists believe that one of the earliest steps in the domestication of dogs was their ability to look into a human's eyes without being aggressive. Somehow, dogs figured out that humans appreciate eye contact, and by gazing into our eyes, they build a meaningful connection with us. When your dog looks lovingly into your eyes, it's a clear sign that they trust and understand you deeply. On the flip side, if your dog isn't too fond of you, they'll avoid eye contact and might even back away. This isn't about being shy. It's their way of saying they would rather avoid any potential conflict. Dogs usually prefer to avoid confrontation. So when they look away from you, they're trying to keep things calm and peaceful. It's like their way of saying, "I'm not looking for trouble." Understanding these subtle cues can really help you connect better with your dog and understand how they feel about you. Sign number 8, they ignore your commands. Some people think that training a dog is all about getting the dog to follow commands, but it's really about the relationship on both sides of the leash. If a dog doesn't trust their owner, they're not going to respond well to training. This is especially true for people who adopt rescue dogs. Many rescue dogs have been through a lot: abuse, neglect, and abandonment. So trusting a new family doesn't come easily for them. While it's important to start training as soon as possible, it might take a rescue dog a few months to fully understand that their new family is forever. Research published in Developmental Science has shown that dogs actually tune out information they find unnecessary. So if your dog starts ignoring your commands or seems to be giving you the cold shoulder, it could be a sign that they're not feeling happy or secure with you. It's not that they're being stubborn. They might just be struggling with trust. Building a strong, trusting relationship is key to successful training, especially with rescue dogs. It's all about patience, understanding, and showing them that they're now in a safe, loving home. Sign number 7, they wag their tail to the left when you're around. It might be easy to miss, but if a dog wags their tail to the left, it usually means they're feeling a bit suspicious or unsure about someone or something. Recent studies suggest that a tail wagging to the left is a sign of negative emotions like fear or stress. You might notice this when your dog is around an unfamiliar dominant dog or a person they don't quite trust. On the flip side, if their tail is wagging to the right, that's a good thing. It means they're feeling positive and relaxed. Dogs often wag their tails to the right when they're happy and comfortable, especially around someone they love. So the next time you see that tail wag, take a closer look. It might just tell you how your dog is really feeling. Sign number 6, they refuse your treats and don't give you gifts. Your dog is smarter than you might think, and like many animals, they have ways of showing when they're uncomfortable or upset around someone. One clear sign is when they refuse to take a treat. Ever notice how your pup might turn down those treats the vet offers after a shot? That's likely because they're feeling a bit stressed or wary. On the flip side, One of the sweetest things a dog can do when they really trust you is offer you their toys, bones, or even random objects as little gifts. You might not be too excited about that old chewed-up tennis ball, but to your dog, sharing it with you is a big deal. Dogs are usually pretty possessive of their stuff, so when they're willing to let you have a go with their favorite toy, it's a sure sign of affection. They trust you enough to share, knowing you'll either play along or give it right back. But if your dog isn't willing to share their toys or bones with you, it could be a sign that they're not quite sure about you yet. It's all about building that trust and showing them that you're their safe space. Sign number 5, they don't relax with you and prefer spending time elsewhere. When a dog sleeps, they're in a pretty vulnerable spot. A happy and secure dog will snooze away completely relaxed, even rolling over to expose their belly. Dogs are naturally cautious about their safety, so when they're not sure about their surroundings, they won't show their more vulnerable parts. If your dog doesn't let their guard down when you're around, it could mean they're not entirely comfortable with you. On the flip side, if your dog sleeps on their side or with their belly up, it's a clear sign they're feeling totally at ease and confident in their environment. They're relaxed, worry-free, and trust you completely. But what if you come home to find your dog snuggling up with a family member on the couch, only to bolt as soon as you try to join in? Or maybe you notice your dog follows others around the house, seeking attention and pets, but ignores you completely. If your dog turns to others for affection and interaction, but consistently avoids you, it's a pretty clear sign that the issue isn't with them, it's with you. It might be time to work on building that bond, so your dog feels just as comfortable and happy around you as they do with the rest of the family. Sign number 4, they don't like being touched. Petting your dog is more than just a way to show affection. It reassures them that you care, helps reduce their stress, and strengthens the bond between you both. While there might be times when your dog just isn't in the mood for pets, if they consistently pull away from your touch, it's a sign that something's not right. Also, if your dog growls at you, it's a pretty clear signal that they're not happy. Dogs who want to be close to their human will often whine or bark, sometimes even out of frustration, trying to get your attention. But when a dog feels unhappy or threatened, their sounds change. They become more aggressive, letting you know that they're uncomfortable. And if your dog starts baring their teeth at you, that's a serious message to give them some space. It's their way of saying, "Back off, I'm not okay with this." Understanding these signals is important because they help you better connect with your dog and ensure they feel safe and loved. So pay attention to your dog's reactions. They're trying to communicate how they feel. Sign number 3, they don't seem to want to sleep in your room. Wolves and wild dogs naturally seek out small, cozy places to sleep, surrounded by their trusted pack members, to stay safe from predators. Our dogs see us as part of their pack and believe that we'll protect them if anything scary happens. That's why when a dog chooses to sleep close by, it's a sign that they trust you and feel secure. But if your dog doesn't want to sleep in the same room as you, it could mean that there's a trust issue. They might not feel entirely safe or comfortable, which is something to pay attention to. Sign number 2, they disappear whenever you're around. If your furry buddy seems determined to keep their distance, they're probably trying to avoid you on purpose. Dogs often prefer to disengage rather than act out destructively, so if your dog tends to disappear whenever you enter the room, it's a pretty clear sign that something's off. They might be feeling threatened or upset or just want some space. But it's important to remember that hiding isn't always about emotions. Sometimes it can be a sign that your dog isn't feeling well. If you notice your pet is frequently going missing around the house, it's a good idea to give the vet a call to make sure everything's okay. After all, understanding why your dog is keeping their distance is the first step in making them feel safe and happy again. Sign number 1, they don't wag their tail when they see you. You can tell a lot about your dog's feelings just by watching their tail. If you walk up to your dog and they start wagging their tail with a cheerful vibe, it's a sure sign that they're happy to see you. But if their tail is tucked between their legs, that's a clear signal they're feeling nervous or scared. It's also important to know that not all tail wags mean the same thing. For example, if your dog's tail is wagging fast and wide and their whole backside is swaying, it's a sign they're really happy. But if their tail is wagging slowly and seems hesitant, that often means they're feeling unsure about something. So pay attention to the little differences in how your dog wags their tail. By doing this, you can get a better understanding of what they're feeling and respond in a way that makes them feel safe and loved. And there you have it, 10 signs your dog might not be as fond of you as you think. But don't worry. Understanding your dog's behavior is the first step to strengthening your bond. If you notice any of these signs, use them as an opportunity to improve your relationship. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on dog behavior. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out the next video shown on screen.